Okay, so for the purpose of the recording, we're starting with a chair tonight at the end of our mat, like this. So if you need to pause and set yourself up, it's definitely worth it because we're going to have that there pretty much the whole time. We might move away from it, or we might stay. I've also had a couple of issues with my mic in the last couple of days. So if it does go off, just unmute yourself and then let me know. I wouldn't want you to just be struggling there. Okay, so we're going to start in a seated position. We'll begin with Nadi Shodhana because we've not done that for ages, and as you all know very well, it's my favorite pranayama. So Nadi Shodhana is alternate nostril breathing. I usually do this with my right hand, but if your left hand is your dominant hand, you can use that instead. So take your right hand in front of your face and then close down, or either close down your index and middle fingers, or press them at your third eye, the space kind of just between your eyebrows. And I know that all of you have done this many times with me before, but if you want to do it with me, then that's fine. If you want to do it on your own, that's fine. I'm just going to let this very noisy cat in. Okay, so from here, take a big breath in through your nose, a big exhale. Seal your right nostril with your thumb and breathe in through your left. Seal your left nostril and exhale through your right. Breathe in through the right. Seal, exhale, left. Inhale, left. Seal, exhale, right. Inhale, right. Seal, exhale, left. Continue like this. Keep going. Let's do one more round. Once you finish your final round, let your hands rest in your lap and continue to breathe at a nice steady pace, maybe with a little pause in between each inhale and exhale. From here, keep your eyes closed. Take your right hand over towards your left ear, so your arms reaching over the top of your head, and then pull your head down towards the right hand side. So your right hand is an anchor on your left ear. And if you find that your right shoulder is really close towards your right ear here, try and soften it just a touch. Good. And then crawl your left hand away from you on the floor. We're not going to raise it tonight. So reach your left fingertips as far as they'll go over to the left. And then just slightly lean over to the right, maybe pressing a bit more weight into your right sit bone. Release your right hand, take both your hands into your lap and just notice that kind of lopsidedness we've introduced. Big stretch down the left. And then swap over and do the same thing with your left hand reaching towards your right ear. Left ear dips towards your left shoulder. Once you've got that big stretch, walk your right hand away from you towards the right hand side. Sarah, see if you can drop your left shoulder even more. Yeah, good, perfect. Okay, release both your hands back into your lap again. See if you've still got any lopsidedness or if you've evened it out. Take your chin towards your chest. And then send your head back in space. Leaning your head back as far as feels comfortable. Bring your head back up through center. Then from here, we're going to start doing some of this work with our chair. So the reason we're going to use the chair tonight is because A, it's a great prop, but also B, it's nice to know how to use stuff in your house to get feedback from your body and to stretch when you need it, just simply. So we're going to face the chair. Now, if you're using a hard chair like me, you might want to have a blanket or something nearby to soften the edge of it. My mic might get a little fuzzy. Apologies if that's the case. And from here, we want to have a fair amount of space. This is going to be very different depending on our bodies, but I'm taking roughly a foot away from the chair and my knees. And you're going to sit, excuse me, Mona, excuse me. We're going to sit in a child's pose shape, so knees wide, and your bum is going to sit towards your heels. If you need to sit on a cushion here to soften that, you can do so. Then from here, reach your hands towards your chair and start to lean forward, walking your palms as far across the chair as they'll go. I'll maybe move this in a little so you can see. And then once you feel like you've got as much of a stretch as you can in your arms, sink your bum back in space. Now, depending on the height of your chair, you might feel comfortable just keeping your arms extended like this, or you might be able to bend into your elbows and take your hands to prayer, and then rest your head either on the edge of the chair or between your arms. Now, if your chair or your bed is super high and this feels really uncomfortable, you can do exactly what we're doing, but just on the floor with a wee block instead. So block underneath the elbows. Gonna have a look to see how you're doing. Oh, nice, everyone. And don't be afraid to really sink into this, because your body's good, Katie. Your body's supported by this chair or your sofa or whatever. So the rest of your body, your torso, your hips and everything can just melt down. Good, Sarah, good adjustment. If you're wanting to open up more into the shoulders, if you feel like you can explore that mobility a bit more, you can walk your elbows a little closer to the edge of your chair and then pull your bum even further back in space so that your head starts to kind of dangle between your elbows. Good, good, good. Nice, Annette. And you might even find that your thumbs start to creep back towards the nape of your neck. Now start to push your breath into the spaces that you're stretching. So your shoulders, your intercostal muscles, little muscles between your rib cage. Your thoracic spine, everywhere around there. Keep breathing into it. Push your breath into the spaces. Got another 3 breaths here. Okay, once you've finished your 3rd breath, slowly start to crawl your hands back towards the edge of the chair. And before we come totally out of the shape, just push your hands into the edge and get some feedback from the edge by pushing the back of your spine outwards. So we're kind of rounding into the spine. And then take a seat, nice and tall. Let your shoulders drift away from your ears. Just a quick reset. We want to keep that back bend for our next asana. Take a big breath in, fill your lungs, and then exhale fully. Okay, from here, we're going to spin around so that we are facing away from the chair. Now, if you've got a bolster or some pillows, grab them. Not totally necessary, but nice nonetheless. And take your bolster or pillows towards the top of your mat. This is as faffy as this part of the class is going to get. We'll tone things down a bit. So we're going to come into Sphinx pose from here, and we're going to rest our feet up on the chair. If the chair or whatever is too high for your feet to land on, you can let your feet rest against it like this. I don't know if you can see my palm, or you can tuck the feet over. It's up to you. But make your way onto your belly and hook your feet onto the chair. Now, before we get this bolster involved, just see how it feels in Sphinx pose with your elbows slightly in front of your shoulders, because that is a huge back bend and it might be too much too early on. So If this is feeling too much, the other option is to take your hands underneath your forehead and rest your head there, which is a way softer back bend, really, really subtle. And then the in-betweeny option is to grab your bolster or your pillows, snuggle them underneath your armpits, and rest like that. So there's a heap of options today. If you find that your knees are too close to your chair, just walk them upwards. Try not to settle into a shape that's unsustainable. Nice. Now I've got my head lifted just so you can hear me, but the idea is to let your head be heavy. We want to feel like we're gaining length in this shape rather than crunching into a kind of backwards ball. So if you're feeling crunchy in the spine, walk your elbows forward, shift the torso forward in space so you've got a bit more space at the back body. Just gaily assuming you all know what I mean by a backwards ball. In my head, I'm envisaging our spine wrapping around a banana rather than a ball. That's what was going on in my mind there. So if you feel like your spine is curving really dramatically, as if it's curving around a sphere, then you need to lengthen things out. But if you feel like you've got this nice relaxed spine, or nice relaxed bend, a slow curve, then you are nailing it. Perfect. Good. If you're wanting to turn the volume up, you can press your elbows onto your bolster. So you're lifting your spine, increasing the stretch. Let's take another 3 breaths here. Okay. To come out of the shape, our rebound is going to be either flat on our belly or on our backs. So whichever one is a more accessible option for you right now. So either come to lie on your back or on your belly. You might find if you're on your back, you need to have your knees elevated somehow. Okay. When you're ready, roll yourself either into a little ball if you're on your belly or over to one side if you're on your back, and push yourself up to a wee seat. Nice. Good. Okay. So no chair for this next one. So if you're really nearby it, you might want to move away from it. Take deer. So right foot to the inside of your left thigh, left foot back behind you. Got this nice zigzag with your legs. Keep things pretty wide. And take your left hand to your right knee and your right hand back behind you. Take your little twist. And then come forward again and start to lean forward into a forward fold. And as always, not as always, but as usual, you can turn this into a lazy pigeon if you like. I'm going to use my bolster, I think, for my forearms because we've not really done much forward folding. But you can take your forearms all the way down to the floor. If you want to turn this into pigeon, roll over to your right and then extend your left leg back behind you and then roll back onto your front. Just be mindful that it's a very wide pigeon in the hip. And if you like to use loads of props for pigeon or for deer forward fold, then use them. Grab your pillows, blocks, anything you like. Mom, if it's not a pain, can you angle your camera down a little bit? Just so I can see. Good. Nice. If the left knee is not enjoying this shape, if it's feeling a bit crunchy and a bit weird, two options. You can draw it a little closer in, so you're almost in a child's pose shape. So the left knee can draw right up close, so it's almost pointing towards the top. Or you can extend your left leg. A different shape, and it brings the sensation into the hamstrings, but it's softer on the knee. As your body warms into the shape, Start to draw yourself a little lower, maybe bringing your arms to the floor, or if you're using a bolster, taking your armpits to the top of the bolster. You can let your head be heavy. If you're feeling prop savvy, you can get a little block and place it underneath your forehead. Okay. Start to roll yourself out of the shape, either coming into down dog or rolling onto your right hip and coming to lie down on your back briefly. Yeah, always nice to have something under the knees if you're lying down. If you've come into downward facing dog, slowly start to make your way onto your back. Okay, let's set up for the second side. Roll yourself up to seat. And we'll take deer. The second side, so left foot's coming to the inside of your right knee. We're going a little wider than usual today. Sorry, inside of your right thigh. Take your right hand to your left knee, left hand back behind you, take a twist. And then begin to set yourself up for your forward folds, whether you're going just to take your hands to the floor or forearms or maybe onto bolster. And again, you've got that option to roll onto the left hip and extend the right leg back behind you for pigeon if you'd like. Remember, if the knee, the right knee is giving you grief here, either pull it up so it's closer to your left foot or extend the right leg out in front of you. Different shape, but still a nice sensation. And you know, a nice option that I should have given on the first side, but we'll maybe do it another week, or if you can be bothered. If you're feeling like you're still quite high off the floor, it's really nice to do this with your chair. So you're resting, just like we were at the beginning of class, with your forearms on your chair. So if you do feel like, oh, this is not something your spine is enjoying, then maybe sneakily move over to your chair and do it. Good options, everybody. Okay. Same exit that you took last time, either rolling out and coming to lie down on your back with a wee bend in your knees, or downward dog first. If you're still in down dog, make your way to your back.
One, two, three, four.
Okay. Bend your knees to your chest. Roll to one side. And push yourself up. We're going to move back over to the chair now, and we're going to be in essentially the same shape for the rest of class. It's going to be very restorative. So take your props with you. So if you've got bolsters and blocks, have them nearby your chair when you move over. And from here, shimmy yourself up as close as you can get to your chair. I'll take this off so you can see. As close as you can get, doesn't matter which hip is beside the chair. And then swing your feet up onto the chair and come to lie down on your back. Yeah, good idea. Those of you getting blankets and things, that's a nice shout. Okay. Interesting entry points from some of you there. Okay. Now from here, just find yourself at the chair. See if you can, it might not be possible, but see if you can hook the back of your knees to the edge of the chair or whatever you're using. So your feet are quite far through. And then from here, draw your right knee in towards your chest. And we'll take a little half happy baby here. So reach your right hand towards the outside of your right foot. And then reach your right foot towards the sky. And see if you can thread your right elbow to the inside of your right leg. Then let your right knee wave out towards the right hand side. And you can anchor down your hip here with your left hand. If that feels a bit too loud, you can just grab onto the back of your right thigh with both hands. Try and make this as effortless as possible. Obviously, we have some effort in the arm here, but imagine that your hand just happens to be on the foot, and that hand just happens to be attached to your shoulder. So things are passive. And then take your right foot and cross it over your left thigh. So you've got this number 4 shape. Nice. I reckon a couple of you could shimmy a little closer to your chair. So if you're not feeling anything in your hip here, move closer. Yeah, you can go really close, Sarah. Good. Nice. Now from here, gently press your right hand into your right leg. See if you can kind of wedge your elbow to the ground. Left hand can rest on the floor, on your ankle, wherever feels good. Now from here, if this is strong enough for you, you can stay here. If you'd like to explore more, start to either walk your left foot towards the edge of your chair or press your left foot into the edge of your chair. So those of you who have drawn yourself really close, this is either going to feel amazing or too tight. So if it feels too tight, feel free to shimmy yourself back again. And if you're happy to, you can release your hands and you can let your arms go wide, or you can cactus your arms. And the magic of this shape is that it finds that space in your right glutes that you can never reach. It stretches that part that's often quite achy at the end of the day. Okay. Release your right foot back onto the chair. So both of your legs are now hooking onto the edge of the chair, and just let all the sensation soften again. So for some of you, that will have been a really loud experience, and for others, quite subtle. If it was quite loud, I'd recommend giving your hip creases just a little massage by taking your thumbs into the inside of your hips and just giving a little pressure. Okay. Same thing, second side. So get yourself nice and close with the back of your knees hooked on to your chair if possible. And starting with your half happy baby, draw your left knee in towards your chest. And then take your version of half happy baby. So you can either hold onto the back of the leg, or you can reach your left hand to the outside of your left foot or to the big toe. And then reach your left foot to the sky, bend the knee and draw your left knee over towards either your armpit or to the outside of your torso. And just to stop things getting too wild, you can anchor down your hip, your right hip with your right hand. And then from here, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Decide if you're gonna draw yourself a little closer towards the chair, or if you're gonna stay there. And then wedge your left elbow into the ground and push your left hand against your left leg. Your right hand can go wherever it feels like it wants to, either beside you or grab onto your left leg. And then again, if the volume is perfect, stay here. If you'd like to turn it up, start to drag your right heel towards you, maybe keeping it on top of the chair, or maybe hooking your right heel against the side of the chair. And if you need to pull backwards with your back, that's fine. Nice. Yep, good. And then options here to do what you want with your arms, but I do think that extending them either to the sides or overhead is amazing. I don't know if anyone can see the screen right now, but if it doesn't take you out the zone, it might be worth seeing what Mona's doing. You'll see it in the recording. Sarah, see if you can flex your left foot. If it's not too effortful, that might be a bit kinder on your knee. If it's too much, you can soften it. Okay, release your feet back onto your chair. Let your left hip soften, let all the sensation in the back of the left leg kind of dissipate. You might find that you're clenching your thighs here. If that's the case, release them. Okay, so our final asana tonight is going to be sort of a variation of waterfall, which I think we've only done once. It was a few months ago now. So we're going to stay in this same formation with our legs up on the chair, but we're going to grab whatever we've got nearby, a block, pillow, bolster, and we're going to place that underneath our lower spine. So it's kind of like a bridge pose with our legs elevated. And you might find that you're too high. So you might want to move your torso and your back backwards, or you might find that it's perfect. Just adjust yourself until you find the version of the shape that is ideal. We want to avoid the lumbar spine. So you want your lumbar spine to have space underneath it, so it's not in contact with the ground. And then from here, your arms can do whatever you want. They can be wide, they can be overhead, behind you, they can be by your side or on your belly. going to start shifting into Shavasana now. You may already have slipped into your own Shavasana, and if you're happy where you are, stay where you are. Maybe grab a blanket. If you're done with the back bend element of this, you can slip the bolster out from underneath you, or you can just take a shape that works for you. Just make sure you're warm. Close your eyes. Relax your jaw. And rest. If you'd like to keep resting, stay where you are. If you'd like to come back into the room, start to breathe energy back into your body. Take Make some gentle movement, maybe stretch a bit. If you'd like to, come to a seat. Bring your hands together. Thank yourself for your effort. And we'll finish with one side together, breathing in through your nose. Exhale fully. Thank you so much, everyone. Good job as always. I'll see you when I see you. Lots of love. Mwah.